What's up everybody, Trinity here, and welcome back to the Second Street Marvel, your source for the latest indie comic book reviews. And guys, today we are talking about IDW's Star Wars Adventures, The Clone Wars Battle Tales issue number 2. Now you guys know, if you follow this channel here long enough, I don't read a whole lot of Star Wars comic books, but I did start reading this because of the writer Michael Morisi. I like his work, so I try to follow as many titles of his as I can. Now, as I said, this book is being written by Michael Morisi. The artists are Derek Charm on pages 1 through 3 and 19 through 20, and Megan Levins on 4 through 18. The colorists are Luis Antonio Delgado on 1 through 3 and 19 through 20, and Charlie Kirchhoff on 4 through 18. I will show you those names. Oh, and it's lettered and designed by Jake M. Wood, and I will show you those names right there as you get the opening crawl to the Clone Wars Battle Tales issue number 2, and you can take a look at some of that art there at the very beginning of the book. Now, if you didn't watch my review for issue number 1, I'd highly suggest maybe you go back and do that. There should be a link somewhere right up there for you to go and do that, but make sure you check it out after this video. That link will still be there later. Now, what we learned in the first issue was we kind of got a little bit of backstory about Captain Rex and his kind of just like a little bit of his relationship in battles before with Anakin Skywalker is what we got in issue number 1. Now here we're getting a little bit more of a backstory, but this time it's focusing more on Captain Wolf, Commander Wolf, and the Wolfpack. And I'm not sure, I don't read a whole lot of Star Wars. I don't watch a whole lot of those cartoons or anything. So these are all characters that you've probably heard of if you watch and a lot of that, like the Clone Wars cartoons and things like that. So what we see is we see Plo Koon here actually radioing them, like we've seen at the very end of issue number 1, radioing them to come. They're supposed to be coming to this to this. I can't exactly remember where they're supposed to be meeting at. But they're supposed to be basically meeting him there to help stop them from getting to the Hissinian Parliament, and they're going there for that. And he basically Commander Wolf is left in charge, and that's when one of the troops is there asking him, like, it's telling him it's his call. Do you think that they would let us just go on this mission alone? We're just clone troopers. We don't make those decisions or whatnot. Like, hey, and he's sitting there telling them, of course they would. And that's when we get this flashback to the Nexus on the planet Quarmendi. They end up, we get this backstory on this base right here, and just kind of this battle tale of exactly what happened here as Commander Wolf was working with Plo Koon as they were descending upon this base to kind of take it back over after it had been overrun by this guy. I can't remember this guy's name. You guys will probably know his name, Emir Tambor, who was kind of taken over this station and to take the power there. So they're heading there to get control back of the Nexus there, in which they don't necessarily succeed here. Here along the way we get some pretty cool little battles going on here. We got these vulture droids, something I had never really seen before or anything like that. So yeah, I don't know. But in the end here, once again, this is just kind of another one of these stories that we got like in issue number 1, where it's just kind of a back tale telling about the clone troops and some of their relationships with some of the people as they have been going on, going throughout time. Like I said, the first issue we got the story with Rex, with Captain Rex and Anakin Skywalker. Here we're getting Plo Koon along with the Wolfpack. My guess is that issue number 3 will maybe focus a little bit more, I don't know, on Ben Kenobi and somebody else, one of the other clone troops that he was used to working with. I don't know, that's just my guess for issue number 3. And then maybe issue number 4 and 5 kind of wraps up this tale that we've been getting here in the Battle Tales storyline. I'm not for sure, but that's just what I'm guessing on this series. Now, one thing I want to say about this series is this series was originally, like I said, it's being published by IDW Comics. This series was originally supposed to be released 5 issues week after week after week. But we all know with what's happened with the pandemic, the coronavirus, and all that stuff, it's kind of affected the comic industry in a way that it's really kind of shaken a lot of things up, and things have, the cards are starting to fall a little bit different here. But here at the very end, at the back of the book, they give us exactly what the release schedule for the rest of this series is going to be, and it looks like it's going to be a monthly release as opposed to a weekly release, which I gotta admit, I'm okay with that. Because, doing something weekly, it just seems like a little much. It seems like you're going out there and just putting a lot out there. But also monthly, especially after everything that has happened with the pandemic, as things start to pick back up, they at least have something that they're putting out there monthly as opposed to weekly, getting it all at once. So they have, I don't know, I think it steadies things out a little bit more for them. But I don't know, I could be wrong. But let me know down in the comments below, have you read Star Wars Adventures, the Clone Wars Battle Tales? Let's talk about it down in the comments below, and, let me know. I mean, is Star Wars something that you're interested in? Do you read all of these comic books, these tie-ins and all those things? Let's talk about it down in the comments below. That's all I have for this video today, folks. Thank you all so much for tuning into the Second Street Marvel. If you're not already, please make sure you're subscribed. Click the little bell and all of that good stuff. Give this video a thumbs up if you like it. Feel free to give it a thumbs down if you don't, but to me, that's just weird. But while you're at it, make sure that you share it with a friend and invite them to come hang out with us here on the Second Street Marvel, where we love to review and talk about comic books with you all, and we'll see you in the next video. Later. We've seen Anakin and Ben Kenobi. Man, can you believe that? I forgot the names. We've seen Anakin and Ben Kenobi